Hi, welcome to another episode of Funny Finance Guy. My name is Adnan Hasbi. In this episode, we'll do a small continuation of stock picking, where in the last episode, I talked about how to pick stocks by looking at things we use on a daily basis. In today's episode, we'll look at how to pick stocks by looking at certain trends. To make stock investing very relatable, let me tell you a story of me growing up. And the whole intention of me telling you this story is for us to look at trends, which became popular at one time and unpopular at another time. And how does this translate to stock picking? Well, if a trend becomes very popular, people will increase their demand on a particular product. And when there's an increase in a particular product, the revenues for that particular company would also increase. Remember, we are investing in businesses. So for this, let's start way back before the era of smartphones. This was a time where Nokia phones were very trendy. And I don't know whether you guys remembered that even the snake game was very, very popular at that point in time. And we can see that the Nokia stock rose to 27 euros at one time during 2007, but today it is almost 4 euros. To put things in perspective, back then, Nokia phones can last for 4 or 5 days on one single charge. On top of that, when you drop a Nokia phone, it does not break or shatter. It just drops like a brick. It is very sturdy. So to understand why this stock price dropped, let's move on to the other slides. But before that, Blackberries happened in between Nokia and also the smartphones, where Blackberries was a bit of an extension for Nokia phones, where we had physical buttons that had letters and also numbers. But Blackberries can also send emails, which was a craze at one time, and almost everyone in the corporate space had Blackberries. So we can see that Blackberry rose to a high of $140 and right now is at $5.45. So what were the triggers or what were the trends which saw these stock prices fell for both Nokia and Blackberry? The emergence of smartphones. And two of the more dominant players were Apple and also the Android brand, which was manufactured by Samsung for the longest time. So we can see that during the same time of 2008, Apple was trading at $26 and today it's trading at $300. While for Samsung, this was the furthest back I can get to. It was trading at 15,000 won and today it's trading at 55,000 Korean won. Also, I'd like to point out that most of these stocks are listed in different markets. Nokia, Europe, Blackberry, US, Apple, US, and also Samsung was listed in Korea. Second thing I'd like to point out is Samsung manufactures a whole slate of electronic products, but what helped with its growth in earnings was the smartphone manufacturing arm. The third thing I would like to point out is even though this happened in different parts of the world, we can use that particular filter or use that particular experience for the Malaysian market. Look at what is trending right now and invest within the Malaysian market. So let's move on into Malaysian stocks. Another trend which I thought of was back then when I was growing up, there was this era where during 7:30 or 8 o'clock, that was a prime time of television where families would just gather around, have their dinner, and eventually watch television. And amongst the TV stations which gave good content back then was TV3, which is owned by Media Prima. And we can see that back then it was trading at $3 and right now it's trading at 16 cents. This is Malaysian ringgit. And the second trend which I realized is that back in the day, we used to buy newspapers. The newspaper man would come around 7 o'clock and also would come around noon. And that was our source of our news. Having said that, however, today, most people consume their news on the internet, on Facebook, on websites. And how this translated to the newspaper companies is companies like The Star at one time was trading at $3 and today is trading at 36 cents. Just to share with you guys, when I was talking to the management of Star many years back when I was an analyst, They said that one of the ways for them to diversify was to move their content online. And that's one of the reasons why we have the Star Malaysia online. And more, I'm starting to see that they are looking towards how to monetize their content online. So amongst the beneficiaries from the way we switch using our content or consuming our content would be number one, Facebook. We could see that it was trading at almost $40 at one time, and today it is $230. The second is YouTube, which is owned by Google, and Google also owns the Android platform. At one time, they were trading at $55, and today it's trading at $1,400. Now, to put things into the Malaysian context, we as Malaysians need to use data in order to consume either the content over in Facebook or also YouTube. One of the more dominant players which allow us to use the broadband would be Unify. And Unify is owned by Telekom Malaysia. So we can see that Telekom Malaysia was trading a bit above $2 at one time. It rose as high as $7, and right now it is trading at 4 ringgit and 28 cents. So the next question we should ask ourselves is, why did Telekom Malaysia drop in share price? If we read the news flows, Telekom Malaysia at one time was trying to provide double the internet speeds at half the price. So in order to do that, they need to increase their capex to enable faster speeds, at the same time charge half the price. So this then impacted their bottom line. And the last two trends I would like to highlight is how everyone across the world is moving more and more towards e-commerce. At one time, Amazon was trading at $1.50, and today it is trading at $2,000. Amazing, amazing. And the next thing is, I am a bit of a gamer. I love this particular brand of game called Mass Effect. And the ultimate parent company is EA Sports. And at one time, it was trading at 45 cents. And today, it is trading at $117. So before I end this particular episode, let me ask you, what trends are emerging right now? We don't want to invest at the peak of a trend or when the trend gets unpopular. We want to catch the trend as it's trending upwards. My question for you in this episode, for all of us to think about, is what trends out there are emerging? If you know of any, please write down in the comment section. And before I end, I would like to thank the new subscribers on this channel and also the questions and the kind support or the kind words you guys have been giving me. I thank you so very much and I'm very grateful. Until the next episode, see ya.